Good morning. Yes, we are out and about. We have a beautiful day. Wow. So, that house there in the corner might have sold already. That looks like somebody doing a household inspection. These houses don't stay on the market long. I am really quite surprised, which is a good thing, being as I live here. Anyway, we're having a very beautiful day. It's supposed to be pretty hot today. It's supposed to get up to 98. Just a few high clouds, 30% chance of rain, possibly in the late afternoon. So beautiful and hot. Speaking of beautiful and hot, how are you, my friends? I just wanted to make sure we did our morning check-in. I was up early, went and worked out. Yay, she took it easy on me. Did most everything lying flat on my back. I did the rowing machine, but then laid on the floor so that it was probably as stable as possible. And then we did arm stuff. Just 15 pounds, lying flat on the floor, and then coming up like this, and then going down and letting the arm hit the floor, and then coming back up. Oh my God. No. It was a serious struggle. I did 3 sets. It's what she asked of me. It's what I delivered. And let's see. Did like flies as well. I wasn't able to really straighten my right arm completely, more so because coming back up was fussy with the shoulder. What else did I do? Rowing machine for the warm-up. She had me do stuff with inner thigh with the ball, something I haven't done. I'll torture my students with. And then clamshells and leg lifts, laying on your side, which I've done. I've incorporated those into my classes before, so I was familiar with that. Yeah, so that went okay. Then I had an appointment at 7:30, and then back to the house and started working. And taking a little break to walk Miss Pyaar. It is 10:30, so a couple hours of work, and then just take a little break, get up away from the desk, away from the computer screen, and get some fresh air and sunlight and move my butt. Doesn't need to be as wide as the chair, although even with all the exercise, I think it is. Oh well, it's okay. I will get over myself. So how was your day? How was your day yesterday? How was your night? How did you sleep? And let's talk about accountability. So, accountability is important. Yesterday I put out a challenge, right? And it was about staying present and trying to just be, in that present moment. And I taught my 8:30 and my 10 o'clock classes yesterday. And then I went on base to teach there. And I was doing this one, call it broken doll. So I was doing broken doll, but then we were taking the arm up, rotating, bringing it to the back, peeling the heart open a little bit more. Did it on the one side, got to the other side, didn't do it. Took him out of it. Realized it when I got there. And I said, no way. So I brought them back. And I explained to them, I'm like, oh, first of all, I can't leave you guys unbalanced. And then I explained to them about the challenge I put out for all of us, about staying present, and how I obviously must not have been present, or would not have forgotten to do that on the other side. So I called myself out on it in front of a room full of people, told them about the challenge. And I did have one lady after class talk to me about being present in the present moment. And she said sometimes that's really hard. And she gave an example about her air conditioning not working and how they put so much money into trying to have it fixed and it still wasn't working. And then they were told, we'll get an electrician to come out. And she went 8 days without AC. And it is hot here. And she's like, I don't see how I can, be present and be okay in that. I said, well, I understand that that's a challenge. And in that, she didn't need my ray of sunshine in that moment. So I wasn't going to necessarily offer that. However, I will share this with you. In that present moment, she had a roof over her head. She wasn't out in the blaring sun. In that present moment, she was able to make a call and get somebody to come out eventually and try and get the electric checked. No. Some dog went to the bathroom on the concrete, and I don't need her putting her nose there. So I was wise enough to realize in the moment she didn't need that ray of sunshine. She just needed to vent. And that was okay. I'm totally there for it. But that's part of being present, is to try and turn that around, right? Because yes, in the present moment, there was no AC. Yes, she was probably sweating her ass off. And yes, she was probably feeling quite miserable about that. However, there was more at play in that present moment than just that, even though that was quite overwhelming. So I thought that was a good example to share of how we need to look for things that maybe are not as bad in the moment as we think. Come on. So how did you do with staying present yesterday? Did you face any challenges? We can talk about them. Totally off topic here. This one house has a little yard sculpture of a raccoon. And I saw online, some reel or something that came by, that in Miami, in the Miami area, they have something called Raccoon Island. And you can go to Raccoon Island, and they're, I guess, very friendly raccoons and all that. And you can have a little meet and greet with the raccoons and feed them and all of that and love on them. I did not know that. I lived in South Florida for 33 years. Never knew that. So I thought, any of my South Florida people, my South Florida friends, maybe you didn't know about that either. And maybe that would be something to look into doing. So if you do go, let me know. And do tell me how you were able to stay present or not. Share it. Right? I shared my fobble. And not only did it happen once, it happened twice. It happened again at 6:30, my 6:30 class. Exact same posture, no less. Did it on one side, not the other. So, and honestly, I don't know where my head was at that point. So, but I am holding myself accountable to you because I'm not perfect. It's hard to believe. I know. But I am not perfect. I do try. I try really hard. But there's a wobble every now and again. Wobble, wobble, wobble. But it's good to be held accountable. And it's good to hold others accountable. And do it with kindness, okay? Because you can seem to be rather bitchy and rather accusatory and demeaning, right? When we try and hold someone accountable. And that can look quite differently, right? It could be that maybe somebody said they would take the trash out, but they didn't. And say, oh, I'll get the trash. Looks like you might have forgotten to do it. Or if you don't want to do it and you really want to hold them accountable, oh, looks like you might have forgotten to do the trash. Can you take care of that now? Will you take care of that now? So, holding them accountable. That's a little thing, right? My husband is stopping vaping. And I'm actually on the way into the hospital last week. And we're walking a little distance to get to the ER because everything's under construction at the VA there. And he pulls out his vape and he's like, and I'm like, Jeff, when are you going to give that up? Like, how sick do you need to be? And he's like, you know, you're right. Here, throw it away. I already threw the other 2 away. I don't have any more vapes. Now, am I going to go behind him and check on, open his drawers and look? No, I'm not. I'm going to take him at his word. And I'm going to ask him as we go, how's the no vaping going? Because like for the 4th of July, we had a lot of people here. Some people were smoking, a couple of people smoked, and cigarettes. And several people vaped. So now that I'm feeling a little better, I'm going to ask him today, how he felt about that. Like there was a little bit of a challenge for him, I'm sure, to see other people doing that. And how did he feel about that? How did he deal with it? How did he cope with it? Did he feel okay? So I'll check in with him on that. And I feel like you all hold me accountable here because I made a commitment to try and post every single day. Do a little walk and chat, do a vlog, something, give you something every day. And I feel accountable to you because I said that out loud. We have the trash truck coming, so it's going to get loud here for a moment. And I'm just going to pop back on in a second. All right, we're in the clear. No sense in me trying to compete with that. So just talking about accountability and how it's good, right? Sometimes we say we want to lose weight, but we'll keep it to ourselves. Or we want to make some sort of other change. And we kind of keep that to ourselves. But when we say it out loud, and then we share it with others, there is a sense of being held accountable for what you're saying. So I tell you guys, work out Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. And I make sure to tell you, how the workout went. Briefly, but I was there. And so that's another way that I hold myself accountable. And I will talk to you about self-care, yet if I turn around and not do it, then what's the example I'm setting for you? So I make sure that I try and give myself that self-care too. Like when my back was bothering me, the things that I did, the steps that I took. And sometimes they were in the moment and sometimes that just wasn't possible. But I made sure to do that self-care at some point. Some point where it would have made a difference. Not next week when everything's all gone and back to normal. So you help hold me accountable. And you can share in the comments, right, about the things that you might like to do, that you're going to try and do. And know that, you know, as a community, we can be there for one another. We can check in with you. How you doing? Maybe you decided you wanted to go back to school and you're just going to take one class. So we can check in with you and say, hey, how's that school going? How's your course going? You able to make time to study? You know, whatever it is. And it's not people being nosy, and it's not you begging for attention, but it's what we do as friends in a community, right? So we can help hold one another accountable. And sometimes I'm sure we all have people in our lives, you know, that say they're going to do all kinds of things, and then it never just happens, never comes to pass. So, you know, where do we go from there? But there's still that accountability. Still remind them, hey, you said you would do this. Are you going to do it? If they say no, okay, they say no. Move on. Do it yourself if you can. Get someone else to help you, whatever it is. So that's another way. And we're not coming down hard on one another. You know, I didn't give you a video on Saturday. I explained to you why. And, you know, I don't need to be chastised about it, but I'm aware and working to do better, to be more consistent for you. And sometimes we're going to miss, right? We're going to go on vacation. We're going to take a day off where we're going to be in a place where nobody wants to be filmed. And that's okay too. Well, all right, well, we're back. We're back to the house. Come here, girl. Come here. Oh, that is hot. Her hook on her leash is hot. Woo. I'm sure she's hot too. She's going to go in and hit that water dish. Pick up your baby. Get your baby. Good girl. Good girl. Take that baby inside. Good girl. Yep, my laundry basket there. Working on laundry as well. All right, so we're back. You may wonder what I do. I take the leash off of her and I put the leash in my car because I like the leash that goes around my waist that leaves me hands-free. All right, so we're still going to work on, what is it? Being present. We're still going to work on being present and accountability. We'll add something to it this week, right? And holding one another accountable for being present. Kind of goes hand in hand. So thank you very much. Really appreciate you. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's grow this channel. Eric is doing fantastic. He's over 600 subscribers now. So amazing. Go ahead. Like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe. Get other people to do it. I appreciate it. I will talk to you very soon. Have a great day.